So the question here that is given to us is, if C represents the boundary of the square with vertices 0, 0, 1, 0, 1, 1 and 0, 1, which is oriented in the counterclockwise sense, then the value of the line integral, so this line integral's value, we are to compute that and we are to write that in numerical terms, right, up to 2 decimal places. So let's see what is the integral, this line integral that comes out when you take this line integration over 0, 0, 1, 0, 1, 1 and 0, 1. So accordingly, our first step would be to visualize this region, right? So what is this region? This is given to be a square. So let me draw the square for you. So we have this as y-axis, this is your x-axis, and this point is origin. So that means this is the point 0, 0. So let's call this point as the point A, right? This is your point. And then we have the point 1, 0. So it would be somewhere here. So let me call this by the name B. So this point is B, 1, 0. And then we have this point C here, which is 1, 1. So this is some point. And we have some point here, D, which is the point 0, 1. So we can join this through the straight lines. So this would be our square, right? And moreover, this square is oriented in the counterclockwise direction. This is given to you in the question. Now what do you mean by counterclockwise? That means the given direction is anti-clockwise in nature. So that means clockwise direction means you are moving in the direction of clock. So this way, this is your clockwise direction. And anti-clockwise direction means you are moving away from the direction of clock. So this is your anti-clockwise direction, right? So accordingly, our anti-clockwise direction would be traversed by these arrows. So we'll move from point A to the point B, then from B to C, then from C to D, and then from D to the point A. So now we are to compute this line integral over C of x square y square dx plus x square minus y square dy, right? So you see, what is this curve C? This is your square. So this is our square. So we can separate this integral into 4 parts corresponding to each of these line segments. So we have AB, we have BC, we have CD, and we have DA over here. So I can write this to be the sum of 4 integrals, first defined over AB, this whole thing as such, plus the other defined over BC, right, this thing as such, plus over CD, and then plus over DA. Remember, these directions should be as such only. So we are going from A to B, and then from B to C, and then from C to D, and then from D to A. Because if you reverse the direction, the signs would alter here. So here we have to see what are the limits according to these directions. So we can write here for the curve AB. Now here, look at this curve line AB. This is a straight line AB, and when you move from here to here, so that means you are moving from the point A to the point B having coordinates 0, 0 and 1, 0. So what is the equation of line here? So here clearly the equation of line, if you have 2 points, you can calculate that you obtain here to be equal to y is equal to 0. So if y is 0 here, when you differentiate this quantity, you again obtain its derivative as equal to 0, and moreover here in this case the limits, they vary from the point 0 to 1. Of what? Of x, they vary from 0 to 1. Because if you notice, the limits for y, they are constant here. So we have the limits of x varying from 0 to the point 1. So this is what we obtain for the curve AB. Similarly, we will obtain for the curve BC. So for the straight line BC, we are moving from the point 1, 0 to the point C 1, 1. So here, if you now have 2 points, now you can calculate the equation of line using the usual formula. Y minus y1 is equal to c, which is the m, which is the slope. So that is y2 minus y1 upon x2 minus x1 into x minus x1, where you have x1 y1 and x2 y2 as the two given points. So using these two given points, you can obtain the equation of line as this, where this x, y and x, they are variable quantity. So this is the formula that we already know from the lower classes. So these are 2 points. Using these 2 points, I can write down the equation of the line. And moreover, you could clearly see here x value is remaining the same. X here is 1, x here is 1. So I can directly write the value of x is equal to 1. So this is the equation of line. Even if you obtain it using this formula, or you directly write it by looking at these values, so it's going to be the same. X is equal to 1. So we have this value, and because x is equal to 1, when once you differentiate it, you have dx is equal to 0. So you obtain these two values. So that means now I would require, because I will in place of x write 1, in place of dx write 0. So that means in my integral, y terms would be remaining. So for y terms, I have to look for the limits for y. They are varying from the point 0 to the point 1. So limits of y, they vary from 0 to 1 here. Okay. So similar thing we'll do for our curve CD. For the curve CD, we are moving from the point 1, 1 to the point D, which is 0, 1. So here, if you notice, what is the equation of line here? X is varying from 1 to 0. So that means the limits of x, they are from 1 to 0 and not from 0 to 1. And here the value of y, that is remaining constant. So here we have y is equal to 1. So this is our equation of the given line. And moreover, if you differentiate this, so you will obtain dy as equal to 0. So this is true for your curve CD. And lastly, for the curve DA, we are moving from the point 0, 1 to the point 0, 0. So here, if you look at this value, x is moving from 0 to 0. So that means we have x is equal to 0 here as the equation of line. And when you differentiate this, you obtain dx is equal to 0. And moreover, the limits of y, they are varying from 1 to 0. So we have y is equal to 1 to the point 0. So these are the limits for y in this particular case. So using all this information, I can now substitute all these values here in place of this particular integral. So I have broken down this interval into these 4 parts. Now in all of these 4 parts, using this information about the paths, I can now substitute the values and then evaluate this integral. So let's do that. So what do we have here? So your integral, this now becomes equal to, so you have the value here as integration over AB. Now for AB, we have this thing. So for AB, we'll require x varying from 0 to 1, right? And moreover, here, what is the value of y? Y is 0, dy is 0. So that means this portion is going to be 0. So we are left with this one. And we have x square. The value of y is 0 here. So 0 square into dx. So this is the first portion. For the second portion, we will use the value for the curve BC, this portion. So using this portion, I can, here I have the value dx is equal to 0. So that means this first portion is going to be 0 here. So I can write 0 plus, here what is the value of x? X is 1. So I can write 1 square minus y square as such. And in place of dy, it would be dy only, because dx is 0 and x is equal to 1 here. And here the limits of y, they vary from 0 to 1. So this is for the second curve. Again, for the third curve, we can use these limits and this much information. So from here, we can use the limits of x as equal to varying from 1 to 0. And moreover here, dy is 0. So that means we won't have the second term. For the first term, we will write x square as such. In place of y, we will write 1 square and dx would be as such. And then for the last term, our limits here for y varying from 1 to 0, and here we have dx 0, so we will not write this first term. So accordingly, for the second term, we would have 0 square minus y square dy. So this is what you obtain after applying the all these information. So the next step is just to solve this much portion. So obviously here you obtain 0 integration would be 0, and then here its integration would be it is 1 minus y square, so its integration would be y minus y cube by 3, and the limits of y, they here vary from the point 0 to the point 1. Then here the integration of x square, that would be x cube by 3, and the limits here would be from 1 to 0. And then in the last case we have minus y square, so its integration would be y cube by 3, and the limits of y, that varies from 1 to the point 0 here. So that would be equal to 1 minus 1 upon 3 plus 1 upon 3 minus 1 upon 3, right? So we have this term cancels with this term, so finally you have 2 upon 3. So this is your answer, but you are required to input your answer here in the form of numerical value. So this would roughly be equal to 0.67 rounded up to 2 decimal places. So your answer here is 0.67, right? So here we can write the answer as 0.67, which is your final answer. So I hope this one is clear to you all.